to not just know him, but to have an in-depth relationship that's intimate and that's personal. So I
Hmm.
began to dig in my bag of wisdom, if you will, and just everything I could grab that was tangible, that was important, that was necessary, and to just take it minute by minute. And
Hmm.
what I
Hmm.
decided to do was I could either, like I said, I could be bitter, I could be broken, I could be a whole lot of things. But I
Hmm.
realized in that moment we had promised each other years earlier that if something ever happened to him or something ever happened to me, we wouldn't run away. And so
I like
so
that. Yes,
that
yes.
thought came back to me, and I thought, here I am, here we are. What are you gonna do? And
Hmm.
my thought was, you're gonna trust God. Now, what that looked like day by day is a decision. Is what it
Hmm.
is for me. It
Hmm.
became a decision that I didn't have anything. We didn't. I didn't have any huge family here. He didn't have a huge family here, so it was just us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so, even though it was brand new ground for us,
Mm.
I knew that God wasn't new. I knew that
Yes,
He was new.
yes.
So I held on to that with everything that I had.
Hmm.
So when I
Hmm.
think about the sunny side of heartache, life will throw you all kinds of scenarios. And we can either go with the flesh part, which is a flight and run, or we can dig
Hmm.
our heels in, nervous and all, because even though you have faith, you get nervous. But the good thing about faith is that you can do it while you're nervous. It's
Hmm.
tangible. It's
Absolutely,
interchangeable. You can do it
absolutely.
while you're nervous, while you're crying,
Hmm.
while your hands are in the air. You can still walk towards God with all those emotions.
Right,
So when I
right.
think about heartbreak, we never think about the flip side of it. We just see
Hmm.
ourselves in it. And
Hmm.
if you talk to people, you hear, I'm just going through. And which is a good thing, because if we're going through, that means I'm alive. That
Hmm.
means I still feel. That means I still have, there's a possibility of coming out. But
Right.
when we
Recovery.
just get stuck in that, and you just boggle down on what it is in the moment, you
Hmm.
cannot make traction. And that's the hope of the enemy, is that it will overtake you, overwhelm you, and eventually take you out. So
Right,
the sunny
right.
side of heartache, to me, heartbreak, it's not an ending, but it's a walk towards a new journey. As you said earlier,
Okay.
breaking ground.
Yes.
If you allow God to do in your life what his plan is, not his agenda, but his
Hmm.
plan is for you, you're going to see before you get out of the cocoon, you'll be able to see first and foremost, he's with you and
Hmm.
he's for you.
Hmm.
So important, like taking medication, to know that God is for you. Because
Yes, yes,
sometimes
of
we
course.
know that the word is what it is, but I don't think we really take in consideration what that means. And when you know that he is for you, there is something
Mhm.
about a hidden strength that you don't get until you walk in that journey through, because
Right,
you know you're not
right.
alone. So first of all, the sunny side of heartache, I want people to know that there's just because you're in a situation does not mean there's not a grander or brighter ending
Hmm.
to your
Hmm.
story. You
Hmm.
just gotta be committed to walking it through. And also, heartache comes to teach us things. It comes to teach us that you're stronger than you think you are.
Hmm.
It comes to
Hmm.
teach you that sometimes you have too much stuff on your in your suitcase or on your boat, and you need to
Hmm.
discard some of those
Hmm.
things. Sometimes life will let God will take away all the little crutches that we thought we needed,
Sure,
and just
absolutely.
pare down to just him. And that's what he
Hmm.
did for Audie and myself. When we would go to doctor's appointments and we would do different things, I would hear him say, "Take no thought what you shall say, what you shall do." And I had to believe that. So
Hmm.
even though, the enemy was coming with negativity and negativity and negativity, and that moment, I realized I had to not just read the word of God and be familiar with the word of God, excuse me, the word of God, but at that time I needed, that was the testing point to see whose report I was going to believe.
Right, right,
And
right.
it wasn't that I wasn't nervous. It wasn't that I didn't realize to that level what type of danger or
Hmm.
struggle we were in. I chose to believe God. So the
Yes.
sunny side of heartache is a choice. It's a choice. And you don't know until you know, because God
Hmm.
will never reveal his true hand before the trust. Once you are committed to the trust, then comes the faith, then comes the belief, and then you walk it out. But I
Hmm.
had to do those steps first before I could see the hand of God in my life at
Right,
that moment.
right. That's so good in what you're saying, Brenda, because when individuals do go on those kinds of, and we
We
all do,
do.
we have our journey and we
Hmm.
have those things that press us or
Yes,
crush
yes.
us or we try to
Yes.
figure out what to do next and
Yes.
how to really trust God doing
Mm-hmm.
that, what we're going through. But when you talk about, the sunny side, the flip
Yeah.
side, even when you're going through the
Mm-hmm.
hardship of it, can you talk a little bit about what comes out of that? And I think about, the sunny side. I'm going to just kind of address that for
Mm-hmm.
your book. When I think about the sunny side, I think about the new ground that's
Mm-hmm.
taking place.
Mm-hmm.
There is a breaking
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
takes place in the ground so God can put new seed in.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the breaking is the
Mm-hmm.
hurt, is the
Yes.
even if there's disappointment or you're
Mm-hmm.
just overwhelmed with what you're
Yeah.
going through. How do
Yeah.
you navigate so you can even see the
Mm-hmm.
sunny side of grief or the sunny side of heartache that
Yes,
an
ma'am.
individual is going through?
Because for me personally, what I learned in this journey is that we often think that the sunny side is after the fact, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
The sunny
Mm-hmm.
side is in the darkness because it's not about Brenda. It's about the light of Christ, the wisdom of Christ, the trust of Christ, the faith of Christ, the
Mm-hmm.
believing and the knowing that He is in the dark with you. See,
Yes,
you
yes. He's the
grow
light in
like
the dark.
he's a light in the dark because the plant goes into the ground where it is
Hmm.
dark, right? And it starts to germinate in the ground where it is dark.
Yes.
And you have a small space for that plant to begin to germinate, and then it makes its own space. Well, if I look
Hmm.
at it in the Christendom, when I walked through this, and Artie and I were going through this, it was all dark because we were in the hospital. He had lost his job, obviously. I had to work two jobs. My whole life, as I knew it, shift and
Hmm.
change. I was getting up at 3 in the morning. Sometimes I was fortunate to get back home at 10. 2 years later,
Hmm.
I was told every day he wasn't going to make it. As I said, we didn't have much family here, and they even had their own lives, understandable. And so it was hard. It challenged everything that I thought I knew
Hmm. Hmm.
about at that point in my relationship with Christ. One of the things that was the sunny side was God said to me in the darkness, in the cray cray I call, in the
Hmm.
pulling, in the stretching, in the non-sensible things that was happening, and was if you take care of my servant, I will take care of you. He
Hmm.
didn't say you take care of your husband and I'll take care of you. That
Hmm.
was my first clue to get a grip
Hmm.
because I didn't know how long the journey was going to take. I didn't have a clue. I knew all the traditional things of pray, naming and claiming, all of that fast. I did all of that I knew. But this was a different journey God was clearly taking me on. And it wasn't a journey of just us. It was kind of a duel. It was my husband and myself and me. Little did I know. And
Hmm.
so we often panic in the dark because we don't like to be in the dark. We think darkness is
Absolutely.
horrific. But I found that in the darkness was where God caught my unadulterated attention,
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
total focus, because at this point, life as I knew us to have was not there. There
Hmm.
was no two incomes. We both were battling at some point for our health. I'm working in two jobs. People were robbing and stealing the healthcare. There was nobody I really trusted. So everything that I had previously leaned on in the daylight, I'm thinking I was
Hmm.
good. Now I find myself, God shows me where I am. So this became a journey of I want to know, do you trust me? And do you
Hmm.
know me? See, I
Hmm.
found that I could read, I could teach, I was doing all those things. Sing, I was a prayer leader, I was all those things. He didn't take that from me, he was taking me deeper.
Right, right,
And
right.
so I wanted people to understand the journey of the sunny side doesn't happen after you come out the tunnel.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
happens in the tunnel. And it happens from the sense that we stop squirming. It's not easy. We stop
Hmm.
squirming. We have moments where we just throw in the towel because that's reactory. But
You're reacting to the
yeah, reactive.
situation.
But see, this is where trust grows, like the plant. This is where grows in the darkness.
Hmm.
Trust grows when everything is broken, when you've ran out of your strength and you've ran out of your ideas and you've ran out of your hookup and connections. See,
Yes,
trust
yes.
grows in the dark when there's
Hmm.
nothing else,
Hmm.
when nothing makes sense. The
Hmm.
other thing I learned, he said, if you take care of my servant, I'll take care of you. Notingly letting me know right now in the natural, there's nothing your husband can do for you. So if you're trying to take care of your husband as husband and wife, your flesh is going to get involved. You start panicking. What are we going to do? How are we going to do? What about me? And da 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 da, and all of this stuff. And God said, first